Hi, thanks for joining. In our MAJ 101 series, I'm going to focus today on the list price versus the sales price. This is a topic that can generate a lot of frustration for folks who are in the market looking for a home because the list price feels like a teaser price or something that's just not something you can count on, which can be the case. For many of our sellers, we have to, at some point in the process, decide what the list price is going to be for your home. It's a strategic decision, and I'm going to try to demystify what goes into both of those numbers and what it means. So it's really important when you think about the list price to divorce it in your mind from a valuation of the property. So there are many different kinds of values of a home. The definition of the market value is what someone's willing to pay for it. So whoever that winning offer is on offer day, they determine what the market value is. It's what the market values it to be. The appraised value of a home is a value that lenders, oftentimes as lenders, will hire an appraiser. They will go out, they will look at that property relative to the recent sales in that area. They'll look at the condition of the home at a high level. They have a lot of inputs to figure out what is the appraised value of the home that is used to generate a value, used as collateral against the asset, which is the home. In case the mortgage defaults and the bank has to recover that cost, they have to go out into the open market and they're going to lend up to the appraised value of the home. They're not going to lend up to the market value, which is what someone's willing to pay for the home, as a reminder. The list price is not a value. It is merely a marketing tool. And that is the hardest thing, I think, for folks to wrap their mind around. So if you think about it this way, when most buyers these days, the buyer journey starts online. So they're setting themselves up on Zillow, they're setting themselves on Redfin, they are maybe working with an agent on a platform. I personally like to use Real Scout. So you're setting your filters up in those applications or those platforms. And the idea is that if a listing agent is strategically choosing a number for the listing, they're going to choose a number that is going to show up on as many people's feeds as possible. The idea behind it is a really fundamental marketing idea. The more eyeballs that sees the house, the more people who are compelled to come into the home regardless of what they think the value will be. It will generate the most number of offers. The more offers someone has on a home will drive competition, and competition drives price. So it behooves the seller to list low, because if you list low within reason, which is another strategic conversation, it's going to entice the most number of buyers to come to the home, write offers, and in that process of negotiation, oftentimes it will generate the highest sales price that can be had in that market in that moment in time. This can be really hard on buyers because if you are somebody who has a budget of $1.8 million, for instance, that's your max. Some houses listed at 1.2 in certain neighborhoods, in certain condition, will probably work for you. You'll be able to purchase that house within that budget. Other houses listed at that same amount, 1.2, are likely to sell for over 2 million, depending on the neighborhood, depending on the condition of the home, depending on the time in the market, how much competition there is. And frankly, some agents strategically price quite low, so they have a reputation, neither right nor wrong, for setting up an offer situation based on a low list price. And so the question from a buyer standpoint is, how do you figure it out on your own? The answer is you don't. You actually do need to have a local experienced agent help you with the valuation of a home. Because if someone were to come to me, for instance, and say, I'm looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Thousand Oaks, this square footage, this lot, general description, I can tell you probably a range without even seeing the house, what I think that value is. But if you took that very same house and you picked it up and you moved it over to Temescal, for instance, the value is going to be very different. And the list prices might actually be the same on those two houses. So in your buyer's journey, you're going to get better at this. You're going to figure it out. There's a learning curve. At the same time, you absolutely need an agent to engage with you and help you out in deciphering, is this even something worth pursuing and getting excited about? Or is this something that's likely to sell above my budget? Now, there's a big caveat there because we are in some funny times in the market. We agents, even the most experienced ones, are just human. And for me personally, I like to say that I think I know, but I can't be 110% sure. So if someone has a heart set on a house and they want to try, then I am a go. Let's try. Let's give it a shot, because you just never know. And how horrible would it feel later if you discover that that house actually did sell within your budget and you talked yourself out of even writing. So as a listing agent, I encourage other agents to just write, even if they think that they have a chance. I also encourage my buyers to consider writing, even if it's unlikely. Writing an offer, it's some effort, some time. It's not the end of the world. Give it a shot. If you love the house, try. So there's a whole other conversation to be had about how to come up with that number from the listing perspective. And I probably can create a whole other video on that. I'm not going to go into it very much right now, but I will say that it is very specific to that moment in time in the market. So when we are working with sellers, we don't decide on the list price weeks ahead when we're in market preparation and painting. We literally 48 hours before that house goes live, we decide what the list price is in that moment. Because things fluctuate week to week. We agents are watching this market like a hawk. Every week things a little bit go up, a little bit go down. We are watching every bit of it. Hope that helps. If you have any additional questions, please reach out, and just remember that the list price is a marketing tool. It is not a reflection of the value. Most often in our market, it is following the list low, sell high model. And the one thing I forgot to tell you is that there is a phrase called transparent pricing. Whole other video on that. However, if your agent tells you that the home is transparently priced at 1.2, it means that the seller is expecting it to actually sell for right around 1.2. It's a whole different scenario. Anyway, reach out with any questions at all. Thanks so much.